State versus Walker. Mr. Walker is here with Ms. Rios, and we have Ms. Williams for the state. Mr. Walker, it sounds like after much negotiating, you are prepared to enter a plea in your case. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Well,
sir.
okay. I noticed you, this won't show up on the record, but you looked at your lawyer like, am I ready to take a plea? Today is your final plea date. So you have an opportunity in this plea, if I sentence you to more than what Ms. Rios asked for, to withdraw your plea. So I'll hear everything from the state, I'll hear everything from your lawyer and you, and I'm gonna impose a sentence. It may not be what you were hoping for, but you will have a chance to talk with Ms. Rios about it and say, I don't like it, but I'll take it, or no thanks. Let's go to trial on this one, and then we can do that. So I don't want you to worry that the floor is gonna open up and you fall down into a cell if I were to say, hey, I think you need to go to prison for a year. And I'm not saying that's what I'm gonna say. I don't know enough about this situation. So you'll have the ability to think about what sentence I impose, assuming I accept your plea, before you decide whether to accept it.
Yes, sir.
That's how today works. After today, if you say, I don't like that sentence, Judge, you can still enter a plea. You may not want to go to trial, but after today, whatever sentence you get is the sentence you get. You don't get to say no thanks to it. All right?
Okay.
So with that understanding, do you want to try to go forward with a plea in your case today?
I would like to try to go for a plea under Alfred.
Alfred.
Okay.
Alfred.
So, and I promise we'll cover that as well. So it sounds like you have a disagreement about what the facts are in the case.
It just I couldn't pronounce it correct, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Williams is going to share with me at the appropriate time the evidence that she thinks she could present to a jury. And then Ms. Rios will be able to talk about where there are disagreements. And because you're saying it's an Alfred plea, it sounds like you don't agree with what the state has said this case is all about. I can still accept an Alfred plea as long as I think there's enough evidence that the state could prove its case, even though you disagree with it. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, all right?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams is going to put you under oath, ask you a bunch of questions. You need to answer those questions truthfully. You also need to let Ms. Rios or me know if you have questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Williams.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Walker, do you affirm that the testimony you shall give in the matter currently before this court shall be the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You may lower your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Could you please state and spell for the record your full legal name?
Larry Lamont Walker, LARRY, LAMONT,
Thank you, sir. Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No, ma'am.
Is there a medication that you normally take that you have not been given yet today?
No.
How old are you, sir?
45.
And what is the highest level of education you have completed?
12th grade.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Where'd you go to high school?
Harper Archer High School.
Okay.
Sir, are you therefore able to read, write, and understand the English language?
For the most, yes.
Excellent. Ms. Rios, on behalf of your client, do you waive formal reading of the indictment?
Yes.
Mr. Walker, do you understand that you are currently charged with the following offenses? Count 1, aggravated battery, and count 2, cruelty to children in the first degree.
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review or discuss with your attorney the rights that you are giving up by entering a plea of guilty today?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak with your lawyer, Ms. Rios, about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges in this indictment, including any potential defenses?
Yes.
Do you need more time to discuss anything about the case with Ms. Rios?
No.
Are you satisfied with her services?
Yes.
Ms. Rios, on behalf of your client and for the purposes of this plea, do you waive any and all defects in the indictment, including any with respect to his name?
Yes.
Mr. Walker, have you been arrested on these charges?
Ma'am.
Have you been arrested?
On these charges?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Rios, the state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you know of any?
No.
Mr. Walker, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge you are pleading to?
Yes.
And for the record, count 1 aggravated battery carries a sentence range of 1 year to 20 years. and count 2, cruelty to children, carries a sentence range of 5 years to 20 years. Sir, do you understand that if you are sentenced as a recidivist under 10, well, actually, I'm reading this, but I have something to add. Do you understand that you are sentenced as a recidivist under OCGA section 17-10-7B or C? You will serve the entire prison portion of that sentence imposed without the possibility of parole, and that this is true regardless of any advice by your attorney or anyone else?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state has filed a recidivist notice. However, for the purposes of this plea today, we are willing to withdraw it.
Okay, I'll cover that with Mr. Smith at sentencing time.
Okay. Do you understand that if your guilty plea is a blind plea, also called a non-negotiated plea, the state may still recommend a sentence to the court?
Yes.
Are you aware of the state's offer initially of 20 years with 7 to serve?
When you say initially, that's what you're recommending today, or
I'm going to go through everything.
you're
that
going to
offer.
work through it? Okay.
Were you aware of the state's initial offer of 20 years with 7 to serve?
Today, yes.
Were you aware of the state's secondary offer of 10 years with 3 to serve?
Yes.
Okay. Have you discussed both of those offers with your attorney?
Yes.
Do you understand that the court can impose any sentence authorized by law, including a higher sentence than that recommended by the state, up to the maximum sentence on each charge?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you enter a non-negotiated plea, that Judge McBurney is going to explain to you and already has sort of explained to you about withdrawing your plea and everything like that? Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that if your guilty plea is entered and you do not withdraw it, it would be a guilty plea which is permanently recorded on your criminal history?
Yes.
Do you understand that should you receive a conviction in the future, not saying that you will, hopefully you will not, but if you do, that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on that conviction, and that applies in Georgia as well as any other state in the US?
I don't know, but yes.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No.
And I'm going to read this just on the possibility that custodial time would be advised by the court. Sir, do you understand that neither the court, your attorney, nor the district attorney's office has anything to do with parole, the Department of Corrections, or Board of Pardons and Paroles, and no one can guarantee parole no matter what anyone has told you?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit or any special conditions of probation without being subject to revocation for the balance of the sentence?
Yes.
Do you understand that you are not allowed to possess or use a firearm while on probation?
Yes.
Are you a US citizen?
Yes.
Sir, do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following a trial? For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, your right to hold public office, your right to serve on a jury, your right to obtain a passport, and your right to receive, possess, or transport a firearm.
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or use a firearm in a crime, you will be guilty of a felony which may carry a sentence of 1 to 15 years in prison?
Yes.
I'm now going to go over the individual rights that you're waiving, sir. Do you understand that you do have the right to plead not guilty?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you plead not guilty, this matter could proceed to trial by bench or by jury?
Yes.
Do you understand that by entering a plea of guilty, you waive any and all defenses, including but not limited to any mental health defenses and any assertions of self-defense?
Yes.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you are giving up each of the following rights? Do you understand that you are giving up the right to trial by jury,
Yes.
as well as the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself,
Yes.
and the right to confront witnesses against you,
Yes.
and the right to assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel such as Ms. Rios if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial of your case,
Yes.
as well as the right to the presumption of innocence,
Yes.
as well as the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence,
Yes.
as well as the right to subpoena witnesses and compel the production of evidence,
Yes.
as well as the right to have the charges against you proved by the state beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
And finally, you are also giving up the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial.
Yes.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter a guilty plea?
Nope.
Is it your decision to plead guilty because you have decided that it is in your best interest to do so?
Yes.
Are you aware that even if you do not admit guilt, this is a plea of guilty and places you in the same position as if you were convicted by a jury at a trial?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to accept your plea as guilty under offer?
Yes.
As to indictment number 25SC007409, how do you plead to count 1 aggravated battery?
Guilty Alpha. Under Alpha.
And what is your plea to count 2 cruelty to children? First degree.
Guilty under Alpha.
Is this guilty under offered plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
You do not have a right to appeal directly from your guilty plea, but if you believe there is some error in your guilty plea, you can apply to the appropriate appellate court to request a discretionary appeal. The discretionary appeal procedure is outlined in OCGA section 5-6-35. You understand that?
Yes.
And do you understand that the appeal that we have just discussed must be filed by your attorney unless you are representing yourself?
Yes.
And finally, do you understand that unless your attorney is substituted or permitted to withdraw, your current attorney will represent you until either the end of the current term of court or 30 days from today's date, whichever is later?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. That concludes all the information and questions that I have for you. Your Honor, the state believes that should this matter proceed to trial, we will be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that on October the 4th, 2024, Jeremiah Smith reported to Hutchinson Elementary. The social worker there, whose name is but the social worker there contacted Atlanta police. Atlanta police reported to the Hutchinson Elementary location and stated that in the report that they were able to speak with Jeremiah at the time. Jeremiah was sent to the social worker because he had lacerations and welts. He reported that he had received those lacerations and welts after he was beaten with an extension cord by his father. We do have, if I can share my screen, we do have photographs from that time.
How old would Jeremiah have been in October of 24?
9 or 10.
10.
Okay,
10.
it's gone.
Is it gone? Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. It's afternoon now. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You are
Shakita Smith.
Miss Smith,
I'm sorry, Shakita Walker.
Miss Walker.
Yes.
Okay. And your connection to Jeremiah is
I'm
your
his biological mother.
biological mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And is Mr. Walker the biological father?
That I don't know. Like I told the lawyer, like we've been on and off. So
Okay.
you know, at the end of the day, a woman don't know if they're pregnant until what, about 6 weeks.
I
So,
trust you on that.
at the same time, like, you know, I didn't know I was pregnant with now one of my kids because we was on and off. So
Okay.
I don't know who my baby's father is, but I know he's been there since
Okay.
day one. So
Who else is in court today?
that's my son. That's my oldest son.
Your oldest or your youngest?
My oldest.
How old is he?
He's 17.
Okay, but that's not Jeremiah.
No, that's not
Jeremiah.
I'm not asking you, Mr. Walker, okay?
Yes, sir.
So that's one of your kids.
Yes, that's my oldest son.
Got it. And you have 7 kids?
I have 5 that I birthed.
Okay, and then there are 2 more that stay with you?
No, them are
They're
his.
Mr. Walker's kids?
Yes.
Are they older than your kids or they're in the middle?
Well, he got a son that's I want to say 15.
Mhm.
So he's at the same age as my other 15-year-old, and he got a daughter that's 23 or 24.
Okay, and that daughter stays with you also?
No, Your Honor.
She's on her own?
Yeah, she got her own apartment.
Okay. Got it. But you still have a pretty full house with all those kids.
Yes, I do.
How young is the youngest?
He's 11 years old.
11. Okay. But that's not Jeremiah. He's not the youngest?
No, Jeremiah is the youngest.
He is the youngest. So the youngest is Jeremiah, and then you've got a 17-year-old and a bunch sandwiched in between. Okay. Are they all in school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where do they go to school?
My oldest three, they go to Tri-City High School. And then Jeremiah and Darlene, they go to Paul D. West Middle School.
Got it. And then they'll be at Tri-Cities when they're the right age. Okay. All right. Do you work outside the home, or you're pretty much in charge of making sure the house doesn't fall apart?
Well, I don't have to go to work till 12 o'clock at midnight. Yeah.
Okay. You have a midnight shift. What do you do?
I do security.
Okay. How many nights a week?
It's 6.
Okay. What time do you get home?
I get home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, so it's a short shift. It's just a tough, meaning
On the
it's,
week, like on a Saturday, I go in from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Got
So
it.
that's like a long day for me on the weekends. But, you know,
like on a
Mondays,
Tuesday, it might be
it's 12 to 4.
12 to 4. Oof. Okay. So you're actually home before the kids need to get up to go to school.
And I leave before, you know, they go to bed. So everybody be in the bed prior to me leaving.
Got it. They're in bed and then you go off to work. Okay. Got it. Was there something you wanted to tell me about this situation, or what should happen with Mr. Walker?
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Your Honor. Like, I mean, I do. I got 5 kids that's at home. You know, I'm the only one that's working if he's not there. And, you know, I do have rent. I have bills. All our money put together, we can make that. But me just being there by myself, it's not going to work. I will lose my house. And then 2, I'll lose my kids to defects because I don't have nowhere to go. Or, you know, anything like that. So, and then that's, you know, I talked to Miss Williams yesterday over the phone because she called me yesterday. So I did talk to her. You know, we did talk. And I was basically like, you know, the parenting classes, anger management, you know, like that's what me and Miss Williams had discussed. And so.
You've mentioned that Mr. Walker is around sometimes, he's not around. Tell me what you mean by that, that he'll stay with you for a while and then he decides he's going to go be Mr. Walker somewhere else?
I wish he would, but no, Your Honor. What I mean by that is that, you know, he works as well. So if he basically, you know, get jail time or anything like that, and he's not there to basically help accumulate the money with me, then yeah, that's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about him doing anything else.
Well, I guess I thought where you were describing, you weren't quite sure who dad was for your kids.
Oh, yeah.
And that Mr. Walker was sometimes present in your life and sometimes not. So not that he would go to work, but that it might be that because you guys have a disagreement or he just has another situation going on, that he might for 2-3 weeks be somewhere else.
Now, we did have that issue because, like I said, both of our sons actually the same age. They're 15 years old. So both of them the same age. It's just a year apart from each other. So in that time, our relationship was just on and off. Like, you know, if he didn't want to do what I say or if I didn't want to do what he say, then we'll break up. But see, that's the thing. I wouldn't know I was pregnant until, you know, about probably like some months later. And then, you know, I reach out to him because like, hey, you're the last person I talked to, you know, so.
Okay, but that's your 15-year-olds. Jeremiah's only 11. So for those 4 years, he sometimes was in your life and sometimes not in your life.
Yep.
How is it now?
I mean, we live together. We do. We live together. And, you know, he's always been there.
Okay. Whose job allows for more money to be contributed to the household?
Well, he get paid every week. So it's his job. I get paid every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So,
But is your 2-week paycheck bigger than 2 weeks of his work, or who is it who's able to contribute more?
well, he's able to contribute more because, like I said, I only work from 12 to 4. So that's really only
Just few
3
hours.
Yeah. And my long day is on a Saturday from 9 to 5. So
Okay.
that's not really any type of money to take care of a rent. That's, you know, $1,500 water, gas, lights.
Mr. Walker is able to work more hours. What are his hours?
Well, he go in from what, in the morning? 9 in the morning to around like 4 in the afternoon. So I mean, I'm still at home around that time because I don't have to
Sure.
leave till 12 o'clock at night.
Right. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the tricky situation you're in. Like, you can understand, I want to support your household, but I also want someone like Jeremiah to be safe. And I'll tell you now, because Mr. Walker's going to hear it from me, I've had dogs my whole life, and dogs don't make marks like I saw on Jeremiah's arms. So
Yeah,
that wasn't a dog thing.
Now, I can attest to that. Now, I don't know what happened with these puppies. I really don't, because they pit bulls. I know half of them was dying due to Provo. The other one, yes. The other ones, they was more like on the sickly, weakly side. So I kind of went to the feed store, which is actually on Candler Road in Gresham and Candler. So we went to the feed store to basically try to get something for them to keep them going. But apparently, I don't know what happened. I don't know how they went rogue, but they did. They
Okay.
went rogue. So
How long did you have the puppies?
they weren't even, I want to say about 6 months, about 6 months.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being here and doing what you do to support your household.
Do I see bedtime? Oh.